killers drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom. Chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his threads of the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind.
Like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
We take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. We're the narrators of myths.
Oh my god.
Wow,
Anime battles,
shapeshifter.
box office wars, we
The
dig for the gems.
shapeshifter.
Open the doors, it's the super breakdown. We're cracking the code.
Let's touch on Blackheart real quick. We just some shit and get.
From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride.
Hello, people. Welcome back for another amazing episode of the Super Breakdown. I'm your host, Pyro Maximus. We're here with the Darth Legacy himself, Jason M40. Lord Triage, unfortunately, he was unable to make it tonight, but he will be on next episode where we'll be breaking down Gundam Wing. So please stay tuned for that. Jay, what is up, brother? How's everything been, man?
Things are going good, man. Things are going good. Just living, playing, striving, and watching, you know?
Yeah, man. I've these past 2 weeks I've been watching I've been trying to catch up and pay attention to the show that we're going over today, which is Zoids New Century Zero. So we're going to be on a little bit of an anime trip for the next few weeks. We're going to be breaking down some of our I don't want to say like some of our favorite anime, but some of the most like
Our childhood,
yeah. No, absolutely. Like anime from our childhood. Like Zoids, the Gundam series, what was the other ones we were gonna go over? Just our favorite, animes. So there's gonna be quite a few more coming up. If you guys just pay attention, watch what we got coming out for you guys, and it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna be good. All right. So Zoids New Century Zero. For me, my first time being introduced to Zoids was via Toonami, which I believe that was a lot of people's first introduction to Zoids. So hopefully I'm not alone there.
I think that was one of, it might not have been the first, but one of the first times it aired. At least.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it definitely was. And if I remember correctly, Zoids New Century Zero was the first Zoids anime to ever be dubbed and also shown in America.
Right.
The
whole idea of Zoids is pretty sick. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think I want to revisit Zoids at a later date and go into a deeper dive on not just Zoids New Century, but as in like the Zoids universe in a whole. Because there's a lot more than a lot of people think. A lot of people think it's like, oh, Zoids, people using mechanized animals to fight and stuff. Oh, big weapons, Gundams with animal type, mechs. They would actually be wrong. So in the universe of Zoids,
it's pretty different. It's pretty different.
Zoids are like actual animals. Like three different kinds. There's man-made Zoids, right, that have no brain, no conscience, can't work without a pilot, and then there's actual Zoids that are sentient, that have
they're like drones, but they have I don't know what you would call that.
I forget the name of the thing, but they have an actual brain.
Yeah.
And they can make decisions and choices on their own. And that's more so like of the older Zoids. And then there's like newer Zoids. Oh, he dropped out. Well, no one is watching and listening. So the newer Zoids were like less sentient, and then there's Zoids where humans found them, took the brain, essentially took their brain out and put a cockpit there, and then are able to to move and stuff. But now apparently some Zoids had essentially not just a brain but also a soul too. So essentially, it's pretty much what they would call a soul. What's up, Jay? We are back. He's back. So what I'm saying is like, so there's Zoids that have brains, right? And then there's Zoids that are like essentially that are Gundams essentially, where
they're like
they
drones.
Yeah,
They act on their own decision making.
yeah. They're sentient. They're alive, right? And then to an extent, whatever alive would be for a giant robot animal. And then there's Zoids where humans had, like I said, removed their brain, replaced it with a cockpit, and now they're controlled. But some of those Zoids still retained essentially kind of like a soul in a way. They don't have a brain.
It's almost like you could call it a memory. They have memory.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that don't that act on their own decision making and don't have pilots are basically just like androids that operate by themselves, and then like certain ones that have pilots, like only certain people, like the Zoid will only allow certain people to pilot them. Like that's why certain Zoids sit there pilotless because you can't find anybody to pilot them.
So now when it comes to so I definitely want to do an episode just breaking down the Zoids universe and like in general in a full, like completely. So Zoids New Century, or Zoids New Century /0 is an anime that it was created back in 2001. And it's different from any of the other Zoids animes in the fact that this one was specifically made separately. Like it doesn't have its own manga or anything like that. It was
It's its own brand.
In a way, yeah. It was made by the toy company, so they can sell toys for Zoids.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, right? The show came from the actual Zoid toys, which is sick.
Yes. So, and Zoids New Century, even though in America it was the first Zoids, and actually in America it was actually branded as Zoids, just plain Zoids. But in Japan it was New Century or New Century /0, depending on where you were. But yeah, so the series was originally released here in Western nations after, like I said, underneath the Zoids title, before later being rebranded when Viz Media picked it up. So when Viz Media picked it up, then it became Zoids New Century as well. And it was the first Zoid series to be dubbed in English, like I said, and then in like August of 2014, they actually did a Blu-ray box set for the series released in Japan. And it actually came with like a limited edition little like Liger 0. So
that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so it was really cool. So now New Century 0 takes place it doesn't give an exact time frame, but a very long time after the first Zoids series, which was Chaotic Century. All right.
Yeah.
So Zoids,
like Zoids are no longer being used for war. Like now I forget what they call it. It's like the Battle Zoid Commission is in control.
Zoid
like,
Battle Commission. Yeah, ZBC.
Yeah.
Oh, ow. 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. Body decided to cramp up on me. And so so they started using them in like a tournament style battles instead of like, before in the previous, which was, warfare. So the Zoid Battle Commission pretty much has like damn near full power over Planet Z. And it's fielding a considerable. It has like a how do I say it's like a huge arsenal of armed Zoids in like this orbital platform serviced by their own launch facilities, as well as like
this
an orbital
giant
base weapon
station,
system.
like,
dude,
that
it's
orbits the planet.
it's fucking insane. So it's not made clear in the series if the Helic Republic or the Gylos Empire still exist, and that those were two factions that were warring back and forth in the previous series. Although the final battle on the on the Ultrasaurus, if I remember correctly, because I didn't really watch too much of Chaotic Century back then. So pretty much also the battle on because it happens in Zoids. There's a battle on top of a rusted Ultrasaurus, and it's hinted that's the same one that was pretty much the big bad at the end of Chaotic Century. So it could suggest neither were left, and people had free reign to battle in like on like these old battlefields and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So pretty much it's hinted at like that neither the Helic Republic or the Gylos Empire are around anymore. So Zoids originally ran from, and again, it's a very short series. I recommend going to watch it. It's a very short series. It's like 26 episodes. And it ran from January 6th of 21 to June 30th of 21. So it wasn't even like a full year, but again, it's 26 episodes.
Watch. Definitely worth the watch.
Yep. But yeah, my first time watching it was Toonami. Although apparently it first aired on TBS,
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, which I'm like, really? TBS? Really? Of all things, TBS?
I mean, I kind of get it ish, sort of in a way. If it might have aired like on times when they were showing children's programming on TBS, because I knew they used to do that sometimes, but
maybe my brain is just blocking out on like a really big like chunk of my childhood essentially. Because I do not for the life of me remembering it ever airing on TBS.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't watch it on TBS.
No, absolutely, definitely not. Yeah. No. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm gonna have to go back and see what's good with that, because that's throwing me off a little bit. That's most definitely throwing me off a little bit there. But I don't know. I gotta check it out. But for me, it most definitely was Toonami. I remember watching the first. I remember watching the first episode. I remember watching the fucking first episode of the shit. That shit was. It was. I
can remember like my brain registering the concept of these giant robotic animals fighting. Like,
to be honest, I couldn't. For me, I don't remember ever really understanding what the hell was going on in the show. I really don't remember. Like, oh shit, this is what's happening. Oh. I remember this like I was like vegged out kind of watching, because like again at this time I was first getting introduced to anime, and then with Zoids was a little bit different because it had 3D rendering aspects to it.
Yes, it did.
Which was also the first time that I had seen that in anime as well. You know, at that time even in 3D. Hold on, I need to fact check myself real quick before I say what I'm going to say. I just need to make sure I fact check this. Give me a sec. One moment. Because back then there were a lot of American cartoons that were using really shitty 3D rendering. At least it was great for, honestly, no, it wasn't even good for the time. It wasn't even good for the time, if I remember correctly.
Some of them,
you remember Transformers Beast Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that 3D animation was
not very good.
No, it wasn't it. It wasn't it at all.
In Zoids, I noticed immediately, like, their backgrounds, they use, like, they do all their backgrounds with watercolor, and then they'll add in, like, the 3D rendering with the actual, like, Zoids, and the people are animated as well, but it's your classic, you know, Japanese style anime.
So let me put it this way. Let me put it this way for people. All right. So the animation for Zoids was like as in a 3D rendering of it. Hey yo, what's up? Welcome to the Super Breakdown. Thank you for tuning in. We are breaking down Zoids New Century, or AKA Zoids here in America. But right now we're kind of getting into and I'm building up to talking about the difference between that old 3D animated Japanese feel, because Zoids, although it was animated, when it came to the actual Zoids and the Zoid battles, the Zoids were 3D rendered, were like 3D animated, 3D rendered. Yeah. And I'm pointing out that their 3D rendering and 3D animation was so far above American 3D animation, because in American 3D animation you got stuff like again, I brought up Transformers Beast Wars. That 3D animation on Transformers Beast Wars was really not it.
I thought I was watching an episode of South Park for a second.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. But no, yeah, man, it just wow. Yeah, it was really not, it was not it. It wasn't it. It looked funky. The American 3D animation looked funky. And like right now, I'm trying to pull up an image, a still from one of my favorite early 2000 shows, just to show the difference. Because again, like you said, we just said that it premiered in 2001. It ran from January 2001 to June 2001, right? Yeah. So I'm looking at the 2001 era and what shows were on in the 2000 era, and like I'm finding stuff like fucking. Give me a sec here. I'm about to pull up a screen share. I'm about to drop a screen share for y'all. Yeah. Right here. This is it. This is exactly right here. Boom! Look at that.
Damn.
This is a still from one of my favorite early 2000 shows, Butt Ugly Martians. If you know, you know. This is Butt Ugly Martians.
Damn.
Yeah. A little rough, right? Little rough. Like boom. Look at that. Look at that background. Look at that background in the foreground. All right. Boom. Look at that. Nah.
Woo.
Gross. All right. Boom. So there's that, right? And then let me try to pull up some stills from Zoids, right? And I'm saying all this to say that it was so far like beyond what what America was really doing back then in early 2000 with the 3D rendering. Yeah, let's see if I can get a clip from something actually like in. Let me see here. Yeah, whatever. Why not? You know what? Fine. Oh, I'll pull a video. I'll pull a video up so we can watch their 3D rendering in actual action, so we can get a good understanding of the differences here. Everybody who's watching, have you guys ever checked it out? Let's see. Let's see. Looks like they were just starting to practice. Exactly. It looks like somebody who just got into using Blender and building 3D animations. Oh, looks like Jay dropped out here. But yeah, it looks like the first time somebody ever used 3D animation. Let's see. See, let me pull one. Let me pull something here. Yeah, here we go. Boom. And then full screen this. Because you guys got to see this. You guys really got to see this. Like, they're again, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was far better, far better than anything that anywhere else. Like, look at this. Look, you got to look at the attention to detail. Look how smooth things are. Look at the like just check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's amazing.
They walk so like they walk so Mickey Mouse Clubhouse could run. Absolutely. But yeah, look at this. Look at the fluidity of the movements in the
transitioning they have is incredible.
Yep.
You can tell like the watercolor backgrounds and they add everything in, and
yep,
they do such a good job. Look at that.
But even then, like let's let me see. Let me take a quick pause. A quick pause moment. A good moment to pause. We find a good moment to pause. Give me a sec. So, and I'm just saying, like, look at the attention to detail that's in this 3D model, the 3D rendering of this Zoid, right? If we were to pull it back and look at, just when they were changing his parts, when he was doing the transition to to what was it, Saber Liger? What is it?
Yeah, or the Panzer, I think.
No. Panzer's the green. Panzer's the green. Blade Liger. I'm just going to go with Blade Liger. But yeah, if you take a look at the scene right here, look at the layers within. It's like everything that's on this Liger. This is the base form of the Liger with all the armor taken off. This is naked Liger. Liger's naked right now. And if you break down the elements of this, look, we have hinges for the head to go up and down. You can see certain areas where the Liger's head allows it to move left and right. Down here on the legs, you can see where from the ankle bends, where the foot bends, where the knee bends, everything. Like, it's very, 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 very detailed.
Super clean too.
Super clean, especially for the early 2000s.
Look
at this.
It could be, there's a lot of straighter lines that is in this series, obviously with 3D rendering because of the Zoids, but that's still, there's no comparison.
Yeah, And again, like, look, you can see the hinge for the jaw to open and close. Of course, there's like little things on here that are like little accessories to make it look cool and stuff like that. But look, right here, like you have that rod that goes vertical across the behind the jaw there. Look, there's even a little indent there where it's like supposed to be a screw to hold the like. It's so detailed as opposed to something like this. I'm gonna run it back. Something like, pardon the ad. It was done right. Look at this.
It's not.
Like, it's not even comparably clean. Not even comparably as clean.
Yeah,
the movements are all blocky and clunky and stuff like that. And that's what caught me. And that is 100% what caught me when it came to Zoids. It was clean as opposed to anything else in America that I was watching at the time. You know what I mean? There was very few moments when you saw something clipping through this or clipping through that. But in American 3D animation, oh, it was a fucking clip fest. It was a clip fest, man. Things weren't going where they were supposed to go or moving like they were supposed to move. And again, so it's just that level of, you know, technical ability that really blew my mind when it came to Zoids. You know, on top of seeing that mixed with 2D animation, 3D animation with 2D animation, that was my first time really getting introduced to it.
I think the difference, you know, might be like everything the Japanese does, or it's, you know, obviously an anime, but you know, they strive for perfection. You know what I mean? In America, that was their like that was their goal, was Zoids, perfection. In America, they make, you know, a show. It's their goal is money.
Yeah, how cheap can we do it? How cheap can we do it? And how much money can we make from it looking that cheap? You know what I'm saying? Like, because if we can do it cheap, but not make a lot of, but it looks so cheap that we're not going to make a lot of money from it, then we're not going to do it. But if we can do it cheap enough and still make a good profit, then we'll do it. But in Japan, you can tell their art, it's they do it for the love. They like doing that shit. You know what I mean?
Like, I guarantee you, like, the time consumption on just a couple frames
was immense. Immense. Like, it had to be, and that's probably why it was such a short series. Because Chaotic Century, the previous to that, was double that the episode count. Again, this is only 26 episodes. The one before it was 46, I believe, was 40 something episodes.
Okay.
And I don't know about the following Zoid series, because there was quite a few more after New Century Zero. But
yeah, there were. It might have slowly gotten better, but there might have been a series with you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Me personally, I haven't watched them, so I don't know. I personally haven't watched them or anything. So this series specifically follows. It focuses on the Blitz team, right? It's a particular team that, because again, like I said, Zoids are now tournament style. Everybody got a Zoid. Everybody trying to fight each other to get up in the ranks or whatever. So they got teams. The Blitz team they are the main characters of this show, right? On this team, you have Lena Toros, we got Brad Hunter, Jamie Hermanos, right? You got Steve Toros, which is the dad, the person in charge.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have the main character, Big Cloud, right? So it follows the
Big
Blitz
Cloud.
team, in particular the actions of Liger Zero, which is the White Liger, and Big Cloud. The series charts in the well, damn, sorry, I can't talk today. Pretty much it follows the rise of the Blitz team through the various competitions within the Zoid Battle Commission, and the team's efforts to avoid conflict with there's a criminal organization known as the Backdraft Group. So the Backdraft Group is pretty much this dark, shady organization that essentially works like it's kind of like the complete antithesis of the Zoid Battle Commission, right?
They're like the mob.
Yeah, they're like the mob. Like, yeah, they like they like they do Zoid battles and shit like that, right? But they do a lot of shady shit. They run a lot of unsanctioned battles. They be fighting for pink slips, pretty much. They be like, hey, listen,
basically, yeah.
Like, yo, we win, we give you 5 times the amount of money that you would normally get, but if we win, like if you win, you get mad, we'll give you mad bread. But if we win, we take all your Zoids. It was that simple. We take all your Zoids. So you gotta pick, right? So their main goal is pretty much capturing Ultimate X Zoids. So that's what Ultimate X Zoids. That's a whole nother conversation. What Ultimate X Zoids are, right? So their ranks pretty much distribute throughout the group. The backdraft is controlled by the Committee of 7, and it's like notorious for being ruthless, underhanded, really dangerous battle tactics and shit like that. Like they be cheating. Everything you can think of. They be cheating, right?
Yeah.
They got mad people in part of this group. There's mad people part of this group. And then they also got what they call like the Dark Judge, which is so the commission, the Zoid Commission has their judges who judge this pretty much this robot that judges the Zoid battles, right? Backdraft Group got their own judge, right? They're known as the Dark Judge. And pretty much he just clearly is just always ruling in favor of the Backdraft Group.
Yeah.
But again,
it's
only
like,
26 episodes.
It's like the two patrons, like that are behind everything. The one good, one evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me see. Let me pull up my notes for the Ultimate X Zoids, because I don't have a lot on the Ultimate X Zoids. Let me see here.
I think that they were like the top tiered, rarest Zoids.
I don't know. So they were rare Zoids, but there was something special about these Zoids and the way
I think they each had something special about them that they could do.
Yeah, so like the Liger Zero is considered one of these Ultimate X Zoids. So let's see here. All right, so I got my notes. So an Ultimate X is a rare kind of Zoid that surpasses other Zoids in terms of performance and capabilities. Ultimate X Zoids possess strong artificial intelligence, which allows them to learn and predict the moves of the opponents they face. It is said that only certain chosen ones are capable of piloting the Ultimate X Zoids. The term Ultimate X is given to Zoids that possess an integrated organoid system or black box that looks like the head of an organoid attached to a Zoid core. Right. This mysterious device is good.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the brain, right? So a Zoid core, right? A Zoid core. Let's get into that part. Very quick. So the Zord, God damn, I can't talk. So the Zoid core is the techno-organic core that a Zoid is essentially formed around. It serves as its heart, right? So it varies in appearance. The Zord core is not like homogeneous for all Zoids, right? It's not not all Zoids have one. If a Zoid has a core that's damaged, it will die and cannot be repaired. Based on the Zoids in Chaotic Century and New Century animes, the Zoid corpses will turn to stone after a while.
Okay.
Yeah. There are some exceptions to this though. It has been seen that fusing with a organoid can revive a Zoid even after its body has been turned to stone. It's also very noteworthy to mention that when Zoid's core is combined with an organoid, the Zoid is in a heightened state, well above its normal level, and when it is paired with a skilled Zoid pilot, it makes a very impressive display of power. Like Van and Van and Zeke, they're from Chaotic Century. They're like, so Zeke, oh man, I okay, so I do remember a little bit of Chaotic Zero. So Zeke was a Zoid that was like, he was like a dinosaur essentially. I don't know, I got to go back and watch it. It was super good. I love watching it. But yeah, essentially that's pretty much what a Zoid core is, and that's what makes it an Ultimate X. So there are also some.
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's like an AI system. Not all Zoids have, but this AI system is able to predict and analyze other enemy Zoids' movements.
Mm-hmm.
And
therefore,
ergo, always win.
So check it out. So pretty much there's a Zoid core, right? And then there's an organoid, right? So pretty much an organoid is a special type of biomechanical life form which exists within the Zoids universe, right? Now it's a primordial, it's a predominantly featured in Chaotic Century, both in the anime and the manga, right? So yeah, it's like an organoid is like its own, like an organoids are special types of Zoids, right? And it's weird. So they're usually like small, like pteropod like creatures. So pretty much like they have like wings and spikes, and it's weird. They look weird. So yeah, pretty much that's what it is. In the Zoids anime, there's ancient Zoidians and organoids have a special connection to each other. 3 of the 4 organoids seen in Zoid's Chaotic Century and Zoid's Guardian Force series are companions with the last ancient Zoidanoids. So again, it goes deeper. It goes far deeper than anything. Yeah. But you take all this information and you pull it forward in all this lore, you bring it forward, and this is what you get when you're going through Zoid's New Century Zero, right? So what the Liger is, it's an Ultimate X Zoid. That Ultimate X Zoid means that its Zoid core has been taken over by an organoid, which is a biomechanical life form, right? So it has a enhanced artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And that's what allows it to be able to to move the way it does, react the way it does. And I'm suspecting, right? And this, I don't know this yet because I haven't really dug that deep this far, but you know how it says only specific pilots can pilot a Ultimate X vehicle, Ultimate X Zord?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that it is because of that connection I had just talked about with the ancient Zordian. Agent Zordian.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that the only people that are able to properly pilot an Ultimate X Zoid are pilots who are descended of these ancient Zordians, who have ancient Zordian DNA, because Zordians had a special connection with organoids. So it would make sense that a pilot with ancient Zordian DNA would be able to better pilot a Ultimate X Zoid that is a Zoid whose Zoid core has been fused with an organoid.
That makes sense to me, man.
Yeah, so the organoid is reacting to the ancient Zordian's DNA in the pilot. So those two Zoid, so that pilot and Zoid have a deeper connection than just someone hopping into the cockpit of a regular Zoid with the regular Zord core.
Yep.
Right. So, sorry about that, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. When you really break it down like that, and you bring it, because again, Zoid's New Century, it doesn't connect to any of the previous. It doesn't connect to Chaotic Century.
No,
like they place
it's its own thing.
Yeah, they placed it so far in the future that you can't really connect it to anything from Chaotic Century.
Yep. I love how it's so deep.
Yeah,
for
it gets
a show
deep.
That's literally only 26 episodes.
Well, that's the thing. The show itself doesn't get that deep. When you dive into the lore of the Zoids world,
you're right.
Then things in New Century start to make a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why Big Cloud was able to connect to Liger Zero the way he did, why Liger Zero reacts to him the way it does. Because X, you know, right? And I'm pretty sure the young kid who pilots what was the name of the other Ultimate X Zoid that he ends up fighting?
Yeah, I can't
shit.
I know it too.
Yep, I'm trying to remember it.
It was
it was the Backdraft group's final Zoid.
It wasn't the Saurus, the dinosaur thing, right?
Yeah, no, it was a type of dinosaur. It was a dinosaur looking Zoid. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. Shit. Trying to remember. Fuck.
Damn, man, that is.
Damn, I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm sitting here wasting time. I can just do this. I can just pull it up just like this. New Century. Berserk Fury.
Berserk
Fury. That was the
Fury.
The other Ultimate X Zoid. So pretty much it's a Tyrannosaurus type Zoid. And it's one of over 200 species of biomechanical life forms that form the Zoid race, depicted by Tomi's Zoids franchise, right? The Fury is a major Zoid in Zoid New Century and also Zoid's Fusors. And both times it's a rival of Liger Zero, and it plays a significant role in the battle story narrative for New Century.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like pretty badass. It's a pretty badass Zoid. Now I'm trying to get the pilot's name because the pilot was a young kid. He was supposed to be like a Zoid battle prodigy and shit like that.
Yeah. Yes. His name was weird.
Vega Obscura.
Yep. Told you.
Yep. Vega. It's fucking cool as hell. Fucking cool as hell. That's a cool fucking name.
Obscura.
Yes. So, I'm pretty sure that this young kid, the reason why he's such a prodigy is because he himself has that Zordian blood, the Zordian bloodline. That's the only thing I can think of.
Younger people must be able to pilot Zoids better and have a better connection.
No. I'm not thinking it's because he's younger. I'm thinking it's because, remember I was talking about the Zordian DNA?
I know about what you're saying. I'm just speaking about that in general, though, because it seems like a lot of younger people are only piloting
it. Well, yeah, so pretty much Vega was given the title of King of Unsanctioned Battles. His abilities more than reflect this, as he's by far the most powerful individual Zoid pilot shown in the entire series. Pretty much he's the first Zoid in his first Zoid battle. He fought the Blitz. He fought the Blitz and Lightning teams. With an unarmed Berserk Fury. So pretty much the Berserk Fury had no weapons on it, no nothing. And he still went toe-to-toe and won.
Right? Yeah, that's amazing.
Right, and he only took a scratch in the process. Right? In this battle, he not only fights against the Ultimate X Liger Zero, but also the 3rd, 4th, and 5th best sanctioned pilots in that entire league. Right now, during the Royal Cup, he defeats 5 Class A teams faster than any other entrant. Right, pretty much anyone who had an entered the Royal Cup. It's only pretty much the stubbornness of Berserk Fury, because again, all these Ultimate X Zoids have a personality of their own that allows the Blitz team pretty much to catch up to them. As a Berserk Fury wanted to challenge them in battle. So the Berserk Fury made the choice nah. We go and chill because I'm trying to fight this team. I want to fight this team. And the same thing with Liger Zero. Liger Zero be doing that shit sometimes too. He'd be like, no. Yo, Bit, you need to hold up. I'm trying to run this fade real quick. I need to run this fade. Right? So we see it happen multiple times throughout the show.
That is true. It acts on its own accord.
Yeah, he's sitting there like, I don't know. What's Liger Zero doing? He's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. But Vega's the only person who can bring out the full potential of the Ultimate X Berserk Fury, right? His reflexes and tactics allow him to predict opponents' moves several seconds before they act. This, combined with the learning capabilities of his Ultimate X Zoid, makes him pretty much damn near invincible in battle, right? At one point, one of the head people within the backdraft group mentions he is not sure which to applaud, the Berserk Fury's capabilities or the inherent skill of Vega. Right? He's like, I don't know what I like better. I don't know if I like the way he's piloting the Zoid or the way the Zoid's going off on its own like that. I don't know which one I want to say is dope. Right? The response pretty much indicates that Berserk Fury responds to the demands Vegas puts on it. Right? Several other top-ranking pilots make similar comments. So everybody's like, oh, all right, all right, he's a shit, right? But Vega, so he pilots the Berserk Fury in combat, but he is also seen flying what's called the Sinker as well. And he usually and usually a command wolf as well, if he's doing like some random other shit. But his main shit is the Berserk Fury.
Yeah, I can remember that actually. He has multiple.
Yeah, he uses multiple Zoids, but that's what I'm saying. I really think that these Ultimate X Zoids respond to pilots who have Zoidian DNA, and that I want to dive deeper. I want to dive deeper and find out more and find out if I am right. Because again, I have not watched it all the way through from Chaotic Century.
Yeah, but it makes sense because even learning that now and thinking back to the very first time BitCloud meets Liger Zero, Liger Zero wakes up in front of him, and Liger Zero's been sitting there dormant for years.
Mm-hmm. Like they said that Dr. Toros bought it from some scrapper, and was tight because he couldn't pilot. Nobody could pilot it. So he's so they felt like they just spent money on a piece of junk, and then all of a sudden it just pops to life in front of Blitz, in front of Bit, sets him free, and is like, "Hey, yo, hop on in," and he hits it with the classic. The classic Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm gonna take you for a ride.
I'm getting a deja vu moment with Transformers and Bumblebee.
Right.
That's crazy, right?
Not really though, because when you really look at it, right? When you look at these anime these mech anime, right? It all kind of corresponds and builds off each other in one way or another.
It does.
As we all know, American, a lot of some of the most popular American IPs and American content and shit like that, Western content, is highly and heavily influenced by anime.
Very true.
Right, it's heavily influenced by anime. Let me see if I can do a quick Google search on something real quick. But yeah, it's highly influenced by anime.
The amount of shows that are out currently now that are animated but have a Japanese OG style animation to it, even though it's not a Japanese anime, is astounding. For example, Rick and Morty.
Uh-huh.
That is the only thing that's coming to the top of my head right now. But you get my point.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty does not look like a Japanese anime, but the style of the animation was not allowed.
So so Rick and Morty definitely has a very unique art style. But what I think you're trying to say, you're more so trying to reach towards, is that Rick and Morty has the essence of anime, right?
Okay,
so
yes.
if you look at anime and the way kind of things are done in anime, I don't know. It just it gives you the feel as if you're watching an anime. You don't feel like you're watching an American cartoon, But again,
correct.
It's so meta that it tries and it does that itself. So check it out, right? So I went through and I did a quick little search, right? So Mazinger Z is normally credited as the first anime to introduce pretty much the concept of a human pilot vehicle like giant robot, a mech, control from a cockpit, unlike previous remote control robots, right? So it was the first animated, thing to show, pretty much a mech suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So again, and that was in, what was it? It says it's a Shonen Jump. That was like 90 and then 70s, early 70s. In the early 70s. That's it says right that that's the one that's usually credited as it. Right, which establishing pretty much super robot genre. While I can't say that. Tetsujin 28 Go. That's a 1946 manga and the 1963 anime. Oh, Gigantor. We talked about that last episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gigantor. Featured an earlier giant robot. It was remote controlled rather than piloted from within. So, yes, it would be Mazinger Z from 1972 because Gigantor was piloted, but it was remote controlled. It was remote controlled.
Okay.
Right. And then after that, we got Gundam and stuff like that. Now we go in and we take a look at right now we go and look at Transformers. Right.
Yeah.
We're talking 80s. We're talking 80s.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. So Transformers came about in the 80s. But again, now if you look at it now again, Transformers aren't mechs, right? They're not mech suits. They're giant robots. Right? They're giant robots. But like you said, that same feel, the same style, like there's so many similarities between the two because it's influenced by Japanese anime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's so many different things that you can look at in Western culture and be like, that's anime influenced. That's anime influenced. That's
essentially what I was trying to say.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so much, everything here, it's fucking anime influenced, yet so many times, so many of these properties refuse to acknowledge that they are anime influenced.
Like, you wouldn't be able to think about what you think about unless you've seen anime.
Exactly. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like so there's a lot of people talk about the fact that there's no such thing as like an original idea, really. Every original idea that we have is influenced by something.
I mean,
there's something that makes it go.
I get the argument. I get the argument. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then some people say that the moment you think about something, it gets sent out into the universe. So once you think about it, it's up there in the universe. And now, and this has definitely happened to me. I'd be like, yo, I have an idea. I want to do this, and this, and this is my idea. And then next thing I know, I see somebody coming along with that idea, and I'm like, what the hell? Wasn't nobody doing this shit? I just thought about it, and not everybody doing this shit.
Yeah.
And it's shit like that. You know what I mean?
It's like you think about an idea, and once you think about it, it's out in the universe because it's consciousness.
Exactly.
And you can neither create, it's never created or destroyed like energy.
Yeah, it's just out there, just up there in the air. Anyone anyone who can connect and get the idea, and that's and and that's really kind of what it is. You know, where everything we see influences the way we think all the time, and you know, a lot of the anime that we are going to be talking about over the next few weeks are anime that have, you know, truly influenced either one, the anime itself. It has been greatly influenced by Western concepts, or the anime itself has influenced Western concepts.
I like it.
All right, and I definitely can't wait to get in because again, I brought up My Hero. I want to talk about My Hero Academia. I want to
Hero Academia.
Like it's so good. It's amazing. I mean, it's a decently long watch. Like I said, they just finished 8 seasons. The anime itself is done. 8 seasons. With 1 spin-off series and I think 4 movies.
Trigun is good.
Trigun, Vash Stampede, yeah. Yep.
Brothers Alchemist.
Yep. Oh, fucking Blood Plus.
Oh my god.
Fucking Blood Plus. Oh my god. I want to. We got to talk about that. We got to. I got to.
Well,
I'm putting that on the list.
Full Metal Alchemist, the original.
Yes.
Is
so apparently
so
there's
good.
a movie. There's a movie at the end of the original series, that animated movie that kind of like finishes it off. That I have not been able to watch for the life of me. I remember watching the last episode of the anime, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." And I was like, "Oh, that's just really how they ended." And then I end up finding out that there's actually a movie that connects everything, and it kind of like brings it back full circle.
Okay.
Yeah. So I gotta check it out when I get a chance. But yeah, man. So my final question too is, if you had a Zoid, 1, what would it look like? And then 2, what would you do with it?
Oh, damn. What a question. You know, what it would look like.
Yeah, what kind of animal would it look like?
It would either look like a gray wolf, or yeah, no, that's it, just a gray wolf, and it would be able to invade and manipulate other Zoids to do its bidding.
So it could that would be cool if it could cloak itself and had the ability to interact with the pilot's controls and take over the pilot's controls.
Yeah, and make it fight for him. Like, I'll have other Zoids fight for me.
That's smooth. That's smooth.
But
I like that.
If this was real life and I had a Zoid, I mean, I would make sure that there would be enough room inside of it that I could actually still live inside of it as well as pilot it.
Yo.
And then I would go probably to South America with it. And just live life.
Let's live in the jungles of South America with your white wolf Zoid.
Facts.
I feel that. For me, I'm a I gotta say that red Liger, the red Liger that whatchamacallit, that the other tourist, the brother, ends up getting the red Liger. That's just fire. That's so smooth, bro. But I fucked with that idea though, like having enough room in the Zoid to actually live there. And I'm not talking like walking around giant spaces like a fucking Megazoid, but like just like a camper,
Yeah.
You know, you got enough room. You gotta You can, you can sleep in there. You can, a bathroom and stuff like that. There's like just like a trucker cab, like a cab, like the cab of a semi truck.
Facts.
Yeah, and just travel the fucking world. Travel the fucking world.
Yep.
Just travel the fucking world. Right. I want my Zoid to be submersible too.
Yes.
Fucking, I want to be that. I want that shit to be submersible, bro. I'm trying to like go to the water and my shit transform into like a fucking speedboat type shit. I'm just skating across the top of the water with the fucking cockpit open, catching the breeze.
You got this giant animal mechanized face on the hood of the boat.
Exactly. I'm just yeah, dude. No, like it looks like a whole Zoid. This is like, you know how like in the Power Rangers, like fucking the saber-tooth tiger, like the all four legs kind of like folded in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that, all four legs like folded in, and it's just like propelling itself across the water like a fucking speedboat. I'm just sitting there in the damn cockpit. The cockpit's wide open. I'm just sitting there, sunglasses on, tank top, looking some swim trunks and some flip flops, smoking a cigar.
Fire.
Yeah, exactly. I got to bring that shit everywhere. Next thing you know, I'm over in Japan and shit, doing my own thing. I want to be able to travel the world in it. That's my big thing. I want to be able to travel the world in it.
I would love to be able to travel the world.
Yeah.
Life's not over. But,
no, it's not over. Just being able to travel the world in a mech that's like unlimited, that has like unlimited power essentially. Like that would be cool. That would be really fucking cool.
Amazing.
That would be awesome. But guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode, by all means, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your grandmama, tell your granddaddy. If they're nerds and they like what we like, if they're blurs and they like what we like, we want to hear y'all. We want to see y'all in the comments. Right? Join the conversation. What would y'all do if y'all had a Zoid? What kind of Zoid would y'all have? Right? What could it do? If you could make your own Zoid? Like, what could it do? What would it look like? What would you use it for? Let us know. Drop it in the comments at the end of the video, right? Because that's what we do here at the Super Breakdown, right? That's what we do, right? We dig into the crates. We find your favorite superheroes, your favorite comic books, your favorite cartoons, your favorite anime, and we break them down, and we pull you into that universe as well as ourselves into that universe, and just fade away for a little while for the next hour and a half. We just fade away into that world and we just talk it up, chop it up, right? So please tune in next week. We will be going over Gundam Wing, and the great everyone's favorite demigod Lord Triage will be here for that one. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. As always, this has been the Super Breakdown. I'm Power Maximus. We're here with everyone's favorite Darth Legacy, Jason N40, right? And as always, fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
Power Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom, chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his threads in the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind. It's the Super Breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load. From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super Breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg's exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. We're the narrators of myths, the keepers of old. Anime battles, box office wars. We dig for the gems, open the doors. It's the Super Breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load. From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super Breakdown, it's one wild ride. writer's room. Lord Trey, stitches stories, threads in a loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind. It's the super breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load. From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray